Thank you, Honourable Chairperson. Yes, you got it right. Well done. Honourable Chairperson, Honourable Deputy Minister, Honourable Members, fellow South Africans. Just like the famous line, water, water everywhere and not a drop to drink, from the poem of Samuel Taylor Coleridge, of the rhyme of the ancient mariner, water is all around us, but it is often not clean or safe to drink, or simply it is not in our taps. On a local level, Durban's water crisis has spiraled out of control. The eThekwini municipality needs to spend more than 20 billion rand within the next 10 years to ensure that its water and wastewater systems can support its increasing population, but it simply does not have the money to do so. There is palpable anger and resentment among the residents of the quality of water and the frequent water outages in Durban. Whilst this was exacerbated by the devastating April floods, the Democratic Alliance and the city's own internal reports have long sounded the alarm about the poor infrastructure maintenance and the devastating impacts thereof. Several residents in the Birchwood area had fallen sick after drinking tap water that is suspected to have been contaminated by effluent. One resident in the area even died of diarrhea. While the metro punts itself as a favoured tourist destination, its beaches have been closed and swimming banned numerous times over the past 2 years because of high E. coli levels. The result of sewage spills into the rivers and the sea. Incidents of recreational swimmers and surfers falling sick after sea bathing are not uncommon. Recently, 2 rugby teams that were going to participate in the United Rugby Championship had to call their games off because the entire teams came down with gastroenteritis. Add to this is the ANC-led city's apparent fear of employees in its waste units, who frequently strike or embark on go-slows, leaving suburbs and the CBD a festering mess until their demands are met. Some of this uncollected waste flows into the rivers and into the sea. Even the CEO of the Durban Chamber of Commerce and Industry told the newly elected provincial premier that the province's only metro was a hard sell to investors due to the high levels of pollution, saying it was really embarrassing. eThekwini consists of 60% rural and informal settlements. Rural areas are metered for water, but collections are difficult. Laying infrastructure there is also immensely costly, with one pipe to one house easily stretching over many, many kilometers. Plans are afoot to build a new dam in the form of the Nkomazi Dam, but until this dam is commissioned, it will not be possible to meet the full requirements of demand for water in eThekwini. The project is already late, which means that there will be a persistent shortage of water. To make matters worse, the bulk water infrastructure in eThekwini has already exceeded its design life and will cost about 8.2 billion rand to replace, and replacing sewage infrastructure with the same vintage will cost about 4.5 billion. If the infrastructure is to be kept in a good condition, at least 2% of the value of the infrastructure needs to be replaced every year. This means that about 2 billion rand per year should be spent, and if this takes place, it would take eThekwini 50 years to replace the infrastructure. The reality is that the eThekwini is only allocating 500 million rand per year to this infrastructure. So if you're spending 500 million rand where you should be spending 2 billion rand, you already lose before you start. In addition, the city loses currently 56% of its water, which is known as non-revenue water, a complete loss. And the bad news keeps coming. When areas of the city, particularly rate-paying suburbs, become susceptible to either intermittent services or no services at all, it affects the budget. Before the floods in April, the water and sanitation sales in Tongaat were 10.7 billion rand. When there is no water or sanitation available, that income is simply lost. And it's been lost for 6 months. That's close to 70 billion rand literally down the drain. And then we have the theft. Residents, desperate to survive, have embarked on the now famous Faga Amanzi operation, or Operation Self-Connection. Communities are forced, really forced, to connect the water systems themselves. The bottom line, honourable members, is that this happened under an ANC-led municipality. The incompetent management of the city by cadres more concerned by self-enrichment has really come home to roost. Compare that to the DA city of Cape Town, that also had a severe water shortage problem a few years back. The difference between the two is that Cape Town's leadership embarked on an aggressive campaign to stave off day zero. They worked with communities, they preserved infrastructure, and they did not engage in crazy, corrupt schemes intended to turn the crisis into a fundraising opportunity. That is the DA model of governance. That is the DA difference. You can literally taste it. Perfect. Waza 2024, Waza. Siyabangana. I thank you.